Welcome to the Loud Lounge. This is the Loud Lounge. Come chill at the Loud Lounge.
Welcome back to the Loud Lounge with Selector Frey, Chung Lee, and our guest, Magic, Souljah One.
Greetings.
So I have a question I'm always wanting to ask a DJ. Why is it that most Bermudian DJs talk Jamaican? Like, is it just me, or is it a certain reason they do it?
That's an interesting question. It's been asked. It's actually been asked quite a few times.
Okay.
You see, earlier I was talking about this thing called the dancehall culture, the reggae culture. So that's exactly what it is. It's a culture that every culture does have a sort of set of guidelines or followings that people who follow the culture do. So if you're gonna kind of status quo yourself as a dancehall DJ or a DJ who plays reggae music, then the normal part of following the culture is to emulate being a Jamaican DJ, as in the expletives and the words that they say. Now, some do it better than others, and that's probably where you have the problem here, where you're probably hearing someone who is probably trying to hum their craft in, and they're kind of blended, they're in and out, and it doesn't really sound too, I guess, attractive to you. But then I'm gonna take you to a further norm, because you probably say to us, okay, why doesn't old DJs talk in their normal language like they do?
Bermudian accent just doesn't do it sometimes.
Nearly hit it right on the head. The
Okay.
Bermudian accent, our accent is so unique because our small country. So, I mean, there's probably people who are going to listen now and say, Rap, that's how Magic talks. No, they're like, it's people in foreign who've only heard me talk in patois to them, and they're like, what? That's how you know what I'm saying? Because our accent is so unique. So to try and like portray that against a whole culture of everyone who's talking like Jamaicans when they're doing it. And I'm gonna give you a nice example for one of the greatest songs they say in the history of sound system is a song called Mighty Crown. Have you heard of them before?
I have heard of them.
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah.
I mean, 1990.
Okay, but you've heard of that name there.
Yes, but I have
Do you know
heard.
that they're from Japan and they talk Japanese?
Okay.
So imagine if they just came. Do you think that they would have gotten this far if they came out talking Japanese?
I see where you're going.
And then their attraction is because now they could talk Jamaican expletives inside of their DJ. So now they're a Japanese song talking authentic Jamaican patois, and that's part of their elevation. So why wouldn't another up and coming person not try and follow that suit? There's only probably one anomaly to this whole thing, and that's probably David Radigan. But pretty much every other, if you're from America, you told Yankee, it doesn't connect. Hey man, I'm gonna play this song. It doesn't work in a reggae sort of environment and setting. So that's why everyone tries to emulate being their favorite Jamaican DJ, and then it just goes up from there.
Yeah, the first person to make me understand why. Okay, I got it now. I got it.
Now, Magic, speaking of Souljah One, the branding of Souljah One, we now see you have a new member. His name's DJ Corrupt. Give us a brief plan. The new shooter.
Yeah.
Where do you
DJ
plan
Corrupt.
to take him? And do you believe he would be the future of Souljah One?
Yeah. He's been doing the groundwork for the last few years. So the whole you see all of a sudden you're seeing a different emergence, because that's what you are saying before about delegation. So it wasn't gonna make sense for me to try and learn 10 years of music that I'm not been listening to and then try and keep up with the younger generation that's coming out. So I'm gonna delegate that to a soldier who could manage that. And that's where DJ Corrupt stepped in, is it filling that whole gap of, my veteran status to now the new age status. And what it's also doing is giving me a chance to leave the music playing, the actual DJing part, to him, and I could concentrate more on the creation of the music and the dub plates, and so it's building another nice balance for us. So it's like a integral part of Souljah One in as the
So
future
Magic,
moving on.
we talked about the music, we're talking about the DJing, you talked about dub plates. Will Bermuda see a producer side of Magic?
Funny you say that because I actually have a studio right underneath my bedroom in my house. I have a full studio called New Wave Studio. I'm going to say that name because it's probably one of the most popular studios for all the younger generations inside of Bermuda. They probably don't even realize that they're coming to Magic's house
Oh,
to go
wow.
to a studio. So I have a full studio running, full production, video, audio, everything right underneath my house. So I'm waiting for my son, he's in Canada, to kind of just fill the gap, and it's going to be the owner of this full production suite that I have going on, and you will definitely be hearing production. You've probably heard production from the studio already, but not realizing they're from there. But I'm not going to sit there, oh, wow, this is my setup, this is my making. No, this is my son's brethrens who've put together a new wave studio, and they're actually one of the most popular younger generation production studios in Bermuda right now.
So that's New Wave Studio.
New Wave Studio,
Okay, New Wave Studio.
NEWWAV
Okay.
.pro, if you want to look at the website.
Now, Magic, we're going to switch the topic back to my side of the interview.
Here we go.
Here we go,
Ready,
technical.
man? Here we go, we're getting technical. Magic, where do you see the Souljah One brand within the next 5 years? And the next question is, to date, which song has gave you the stage fright sense going up against, where you was like sitting over him and say, hey, I'm playing alongside King Addies today. Did you ever get the goosebumps, and how you dealt with those goosebumps?
Which one you want to answer? Which question you want me to answer first? What, the stage fright thing?
Yes, the stage
You
fright.
get stage fright probably before the majority of sets. I get that same feeling there. It's changed amongst the years, but you get that before every set. Before playing with Awesome, I get that same feeling.
You heard that, Bermuda.
Of course,
we're gonna feed this, edit that,
Of
and I'm using
course.
this as a special. And I'm playing up some cricket club.
You get
This will
that.
be the special.
Of course. That's what makes, I guess, if my performance looks any different from anyone else, that's what makes it what it is. And now I'm actually, put that, not the stage fright part, but the preparation so that you don't flop on the stage with DJ Corrupt. So now we're coming to sets like prepared so that when that part comes in, it's like, okay, the only way to get around that is what it feels like. You're a DJ when you're into like your third, fourth song. You're into it. So imagine now you're prepared and you got 100 songs ready for the night. Like that you're nearly over prepared. So now you're stepping to a place is that little stage fright feeling feels good. Back in the day, I'll be there shaking legs, shaking, sitting there. Oh my God, I'm gonna come
You
back
heard this
here
from
and
Bermuda,
play.
right?
Yes, scared as hell.
The guy
yes.
that is nowadays cool, calm, and collective had a nervous side.
Most
Everybody has a
definitely,
nervous
everyone.
side, right?
That's nearly part of it. That's nearly what builds you. I guess I guess I haven't had the feel of what it feels like to get buried on the ground. Like, you know what I mean? Like your stage fright does the best of you and you're flopped and booed and you know what I mean? Your career is shot. I'm never gonna reach that part because, I've always tried to obtain to say, yeah, I'm gonna keep this thing going. So even like you said, you're only as good as your last set you played.
Now, I introduced you as iconic, and we're going into branding. How do you create your own Souljah One anthems and keep them as a memory anthem that people can remember? This is Souljah One.
That's actually another different battle that is what's made my name actually throughout not just Bermuda, but to having friends and people in the Son fraternity outside of Bermuda is I guess, the creativity that I've put towards cutting dub plates. That's
So
like my
Magic,
favorite thing to do.
they're gonna see this live in Bermuda. I wanted those anthems at Bass Odyssey. I wanted the Magic Corduroy Clayhouse segment.
Yes, yes. You
I
didn't
want
get that.
I didn't get that.
And if you didn't notice, so you got a new set of anthems. And
Right.
that's the thing that people have to realize too. They want to say, hey, I remember how things were back in the day. Well, if you really remember of Souljah 1 and Magic back in the 90s, every time you come on playing a new set of tune, every dance, I'm sending a
speaking
new
on
set
that-
of dub to it. It wasn't just the corduroy playing every week
But-
when you're coming out. I started not playing the corduroy and all this type of rhythms because that's how they actually become anthems, by not making them like, you got sneakers, right? You got a set of sneakers that you like and you wear them like every day and on normal because they're nice and they're new. And then you got a
save a
pair of
special
this,
pair.
that special pair that you don't bring out too much. And those are, I guess, the anthems that
Anthems.
you're talking about, that it doesn't have to. I'm playing with Bass Odyssey and they're probably gonna play it, which they did. You see where I'm coming from? I could come in my same thing, play my same repertoire. I'm waiting. I haven't heard the audio out yet, but if you're gonna listen to the audio, you're gonna hear a next set of anthems. If they become anthems, because you're gonna hear them start playing, and you're gonna take and you're gonna like, wow. And that's the difference, I guess, between me and someone
Now,
else.
Speaking on your anthems, what is your view on the state of reggae and dancehall right now?
It's at a point that everyone's kind of like paying attention to the negative parts of it, but they still haven't took the grasp that this is underground music anyway, so it's never gonna become as popular as another genre of music. So it don't make sense trying to fight what isn't going to happen. Like reggae music is like it was built as suffrage music. So trying to say, oh, reggae shadow, whoever won the Grammys, and it's what do you expect? You know what I mean? What people have to do is start looking at what reggae is once again.
Okay. Now, I'm going to give you another perspective. The production side. How do you feel about these songs only being on one rhythm, where it's like we're losing the essence
Yep.
of real reggae?
That's
Back in the
that's-
day, you dropped the Pepper Seed, Showtime, Faith, Madison, Belias. It was great artists on several
Rhythm
songs in the
excursions,
rhythm.
they have plenty on it. Yeah, I mean, some people started getting tired. If you remember, some people were tired of that. It was so funny how things just turn around. Some people were tired. Oh man, I'm tired. This song, 20 artists on the rhythm, but it's only 3 of them that sound good. That used to be the argument, back
But
in the sort of the
You know
type
the
of
funny
thing.
thing about that? Reggae lost it, and soca picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day,
Isn't it? That's
you
what I'm saying,
got
how they
one
loop is.
soca song
Right.
on one thing. Now
Soca
we
picked
can
up the
juggle
same thing.
soca rhythms.
They give the rhythm a name, so you had
Yes.
the name of the rhythm, and now you got a juggling on the rhythm. So isn't that kind of ironic that someone else took up what reggae or dance or whatever kind of was putting on? So I mean, I guess you can't blame it on the producers, because all they're trying to do is find the next hit, sort of thing. So their rendition of finding the next hit is finding that latest trap song and changing, putting a little bit of reggae, a little boom boom behind it. So that's all what they're doing. I guess this generation, they're trying to chase down the U.S. style, because they're trying to emulate those levels, which has always been the same thing for Jamaica. They've always tried to emulate the U.S. If people don't know, that's all they've
Some
tried
of
to
us
do.
would call it crossover music.
Speaking on Jamaica, tell us a little bit about your Jamaican roots.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So my mother and father, rest of soul, they both from Jamaica. My grandmother, everyone. I pretty much I have a sister in Bermuda, but all my relatives are from Jamaica. I have another sister in Vegas now. We were all born in Bermuda, so we're actually, I guess you would call fresh generation Bermudians from my family. They had their passports changed, or they had to apply for status whereas I'm the first generation of Bermudian. So I'll always have Jamaican, roots will always be there from day one. So that's actually, I guess, help in my journey that me having Jamaican roots has, always been like a stepping stone inside of this.
And before we end, Magic, what are the upcoming dates and venues where we can see you?
First big thing. When's that? June 17th. June 17th was the I Love Dancehall. It's gonna be Souljah 1, YGS, King Addies, and Renaissance. And that's gonna be at Cedar Bridge. That's gonna be a crazy thing. That's gonna be a real big thing because you see the names I just mentioned to you earlier, and so you see what it's gonna be like, yeah?
So, Magic, if me and Chung Lei per se wanted to book you for a party, how do we book you? How do we reach you? And what's your social media access?
You can me on Facebook. It's Souljah One Magics, Magixx, or you could find Souljah One Music on Facebook, or you could actually hit me on my business website. So I have a main one's called www.chemcore.net. You'll probably find other things that you could find on that site. And then also you could reach me in the streets, because that's where I am. You know what I mean?
Devil's Hill.
Yeah, you can find me. I'm not hard to find.
Okay, so thanks again for coming to the Loud Lounge with Selector Frey and Chung Lee. I learned a lot, and I look forward to seeing you back again.
Enough respect for that.
Yes, and thanks for tuning in, Bermuda, and tuning in to more episodes for the Loud Lounge.
Come chill at the Loud Lounge.